Your bones are absolutely beautiful. Sorry, I know I look like a... right now. I will take you back, clean it, put it back together, and then put it back for you. What happened? It's in the book.
Hello. You can try looking at this from a different angle. Thank you. I feel much better now.
No.
Stand up. Li Shenliang.
Do you know that suddenly making a sound can startle people? Apologize.
Okay, I am really very sorry about that. Can you stop staring at me like that? It's so embarrassing. After all, I'm naked right now.
Hurry. You really need to move much faster right now. Strictly speaking, you're not exactly naked.
How is it not? You not only looked at every bone in my body. Actually, you even physically touched and pulled on them.
I feel like I've been tricked by a skeleton. I was planning to put the skeleton back where it came from. There's no sign of spiritual energy from him, nor is he burdened by any karmic debt. He must have been dead for a long time. He only gained consciousness by chance, and just as I was about to carry his body away, the skeleton started to blush pink again, getting all shy.
Actually, I could definitely walk on my own, but if you really want to carry me, I certainly wouldn't say no to that.
I was so thrown off by his words that I didn't hold him steady, and ended up dislocating his tailbone.
Careful, my body can't handle that.
The veins on my forehead throbbed. I couldn't tell if I was just too sensitive, or if it was my heart acting up. Somehow, those words seemed to have a double meaning, and he fell apart. Literally fell apart. I had to spend some time putting him back together again.
Sorry. The way you talk is really blunt. It startled me. Plus, I didn't expect you to be so fragile.
But I'm literally all bones anyway. Never mind.
I don't blame you.
Why are you following me?
After you dug me out from the cold ground, even my corpse felt warm. Besides, there's an artifact binding us together. I can't remember what it's called, but anyway, I can't leave you.
And ever since I became self-aware underground, I swore whoever could bring me back to see the light of day, regardless of gender, as long as it doesn't violate ethics or the law,
I would do my utmost to fulfill a wish within my power for them. But you're completely different from the others. For you, I'll gladly work like an ox or a horse.
When I first met him, I asked if he could break this contract.
It wasn't my intention to trap you, but I chose to be trapped myself. It's the only way I could get out. Can you not send me back? I don't want to be buried again.
I regret that he neither carries any karmic debt, nor was he expelled from the sect for any wrongdoing. His background is clean, and he's just pure to the point of being startling. With such a pitiful skeleton, yet I still stabbed him in the heart.
I really am something else.
And so, the skeleton stayed for the time being. I found him a set of clothes with a hood. I also found a mask, though I do have a habit of picking up things and bringing them back. It's a rather peculiar hobby, and it's become quite well known in the sect, but this is the first time I've picked up a skeleton. Cover yourself up a bit. This way, you won't scare others, and you won't be left exposed.
All right.
Since he was the first skeleton I ever brought back. Since there weren't any extra rooms for her, and I was worried she might scare people if she went out like that, I had her sleep on a floor mat.
My name is Pei Suan, don't forget it.
My name is Du-En. Originally, I planned to ask my master about the situation, but I didn't even catch a glimpse of him. Just then, my Jade token transmitted an urgent summons from the Elder.
Come quickly! Somehow, an intruder managed to sneak into the sect without anyone noticing. It's like our own Elder's share has been snatched away!
I was shocked and hurried to the back mountain. When I looked around, the place seemed a bit familiar.
Crying! Aren't you crying? Isn't this the pit I dug up yesterday?
I was planning to buy a skeleton frame, but last night I clearly filled the pit back up with dirt.
Just who is this bastard with such a deep grudge? They say you shouldn't bring disaster upon someone's family, yet this person is so brazen. I feel like the human clan's ancestor, and you stay here and protect me while I search every corner. I want to see which enemy dared to come to our sect in silence and dig up
The technique of searching the void and recreating the past is extremely taxing on the mind. It uses a divine stone to channel into the living plants and flowers nearby, allowing one to see events that have already happened. We're doomed. Who would have thought that the Sword Sect's old ancestor was actually so simple and unadorned, just buried in a mound behind the sect? I always thought he was enshrined in the sect's ancestral hall. With a thud, I dropped to my knees, and at the same time kneeling beside me were little Marshal Uncle and Senior Brother.
Last night we dug up the earth here to roast medicinal herbs and sweet potatoes.
I think the last time I was undergoing tribulation, I accidentally struck the manure here with lightning. It ended up scattered everywhere. Originally, I planned to pick up all the bones, wash them clean, and then bury them back. I really didn't mean anything else by it.
Damn you! Are you abandoning me? As soon as I woke up, you had already run so far away. Don't leave me behind.
Maybe the ancestor has come back to life. I was taken away by a steward from the Sword Sect. The Sword Sect, determined to thoroughly investigate the matter, planned to verify the identity of the skeleton. But then, the skeleton grabbed its own leg bone and started attacking the surrounding cultivators.
Is my body something you perverts can just look at? Only after we're done can you touch my bones or look at my body!
In the end, there was really no other way, so I had to check myself.
There is a pink lotus mark on the lower backbone of the Sword Sect ancestor.
Honestly, Master, did you guys already check him before? Otherwise, how would you know there's a lotus mark on the bone of his lower back?
The Sword Sect ancestor left behind an autobiography.
Good news, there really is a mark on the skeleton's lower backbone. Bad news, the mark isn't a lotus pattern. Instead, it's a double-petaled camellia flower. After this information was revealed, everyone present fell silent.
I already said I'm not, but you just won't believe me!
I almost ended up with a divine wheel on my back.
Now look, the Sword Sect ancestor has vanished, and we've gained a talking skeleton instead.
The way Duan and the others are looking at me makes me nervous.
I patted his hand reassuringly, but of course such a simple and blunt method couldn't directly guarantee there was no mistake in the test, so they respectfully brought out a sword.
This is the Sword Sect ancestor's life-bound sword. Wuji, only the true owner can awaken it. You must drip your blood onto it. If there really is no reaction, then you're not the one.
I was silent for a long while, and the skeleton behind me was silent too. With great uncertainty, he stretched out his bony skeletal hands, his tone full of disbelief.
Me?
My master looked at the sword, then glanced again at the skeleton standing behind me.
It's utterly ridiculous. He's nothing but a pile of bones to begin with. Where would he get any flesh to bleed from?
If I were your ancestor, I'd be furious enough to rise from the grave. Besides, my life-bound sword would react. Can't I just call it?
Look, I'll call him! What?
He didn't even finish saying the word weapon. Wu Chi suddenly burst forth with a brilliant light. The glare was so intense that no one could keep their eyes open. Immediately after, the weapon crashed into the skeleton, scattering its bones all over the ground, bits and pieces everywhere, some to the east, some to the west.
Shorty, remember to help me put it back together.
The scene was utter chaos for a moment. The weapon seemed to have gone mad, leaping up and down, almost flipping the whole room over. None of the people present, even those with higher cultivation than me, could hold on to Wu Chi. They were all dragged along and thrown out one by one. I hurriedly bent down, frantically searching for bones all over the floor. In an instant, the area around me was cleared out, and everything quieted down. The weapon just stayed by my side, watching as I pieced the bones back together. It cautiously approached, carefully restraining its sharpness, and gently rubbed against my hand. I looked down in confusion. For some reason, the bone in my hand suddenly turned red hot. Wu Chi seemed to understand something upon seeing this and fell straight into my arms. I reached out a finger to poke it away, and it reluctantly shifted a bit. But then it snuggled right back up to me. Wu Qi. As soon as I spoke, all the scattered skeletons on the ground reassembled themselves without me having to do anything. He grabbed the sword from my arms and started cursing.
Move aside! Lie down properly and just stay there!
The skeleton was so angry it was shaking all over. It threw itself into my arms, sobbing. I realized what was happening in an instant. So, even if you get knocked apart, you can put yourself back together. If that's the case, why did you lie to me? I actually thought you couldn't talk or recover after falling apart, and that you had to rely on others for everything. The skeleton was pushed away, but in the blink of an eye, it timidly leaned back toward me again.
I didn't know I could put myself back together until I got angry.
I turned to leave. The armed skeleton gave chase, even calling out. With the ancestor's life-bound sword, Wookiee involved, things were now inexplicable. The sect leader blocked his path.
Say something!
I originally just wanted to shake off the sleeve he was holding, but I accidentally used too much force.
You're really strong.
The sect leader tried to pick up the skull, which rolled to the side and ended up leaning against my foot. I immediately felt a chill down my spine and reverently put it back for him.
Yuan, please don't be angry. I know I was wrong. I shouldn't have kept it from you that I could restore my body myself. But I still want to explain. Before I got so upset, I honestly didn't know I could do this.
I'm begging you, please stop talking. Can't you see that all the sect leaders, elders, and my master are watching me? Some people may look like they're still here, but they've actually checked out a while ago. In the end, it was my master who broke the awkward silence and asked everyone to sit down and discuss why I was able to summon the Sword Sect Ancestor's life-bound sword. He also denied being the Sword Sect Ancestor, and explained how he ended up buried in the back mountain of the Sword Sect. The skeleton stood silently right next to me. I poked him in the ribs. They're asking you a question,
I summoned Wookiee because it's my life-bound sword. Your ancestor's sword is Wooji. He's still buried. You claim to be his descendants, yet can't recognize him. The one with the lotus mark is your ancestor. I'm just a relative who funded the sect. As for why I ended up buried behind the Sword Sect's mountain? You still have the nerve to ask? Who knew your Sword Sect ancestor had so many enemies? I was just there to collect a debt that day, but he called out my name and people thought I was with him, so they kept chasing me down to kill me.
The skeleton said that when he died, he was only 23 years old, just one step away from reaching nascent soul, with a bright future ahead. But who could have predicted the twists of fate? In a bizarre turn of events, he ended up taking a blow for the Sword Sect ancestor. After that, the Sword Sect ancestor and several other nascent soul cultivators were ultimately wiped out together.
Before I died, I was still unmarried, the sole heir of a single cultivator family, and my ancestors were quite wealthy.
After saying this, he glanced at me inexplicably. The elder seemed doubtful about what the skeleton had said. The skeleton snapped his fingers, releasing a bit of spiritual energy.
This is the spiritual energy your ancestor produced when he was at his last gasp trying to bring me back to life.
The leaders were mostly convinced. The energy matched their ancestor's aura, showing no signs of theft. The skeleton even pointed out the ancestor's location in the back mountain.
If you dig here, you should be able to see your ancestor.
Xiao Yao, I didn't expect you.
Yuan, look here. I finally found those missing ribs I lost.
Those are called ribs.
It was just a slip of the tongue, not that I'm uneducated.
Hai Songen kept pestering me to put his ribs back on, saying his joints hurt and he couldn't do it himself.
Maybe it's because his bones slept on the ground last night and he got gout.
What he said made so much sense that I couldn't argue, so I quickly put his ribs back on. After that, he tactfully told me that he was dirty. He wanted to take a bath, so Master waved his hand, signaling me to take him to get cleaned up first.
But my body hurts. I can't walk.
He looked at me with a pitiful expression, then quickly lowered his head to stare at his own toes. There was an indescribable shyness in his demeanor. I can carry you on my back.
I can't make big movements. I'll fall apart.
Then I'll carry you, and so Songan, just a skeleton frame, happily lay in my arms as he wished. Carrying her in a princess hold, she stared up at me in a daze for quite a while, her body starting to flush red again. I was already used to it. Out of concern for her frail frame, I casually reminded her, I'll wait outside for you in a bit. If you need anything, just call me.
Okay.
I overestimated Pei Songen's ability to take care of herself. When I heard bubbling sounds coming from inside, I had a bad feeling. How could you possibly drown when you're just a pile of bones? Gritting my teeth, I scooped up the skull that had gone underwater with one hand and used the golden handkerchief nearby to wipe her off.
Now I'm a fragrant pile of bones.
A surge of nameless anger rose in me, and I slapped her. Only then did Pei Song realize what was happening.
Master, is scolding me a form of love? Duan, are you kissing me?
I really will thank him. He has his own logic. The matter of the Sword Sect's ancestral tomb being dug up has come to an end for now. No one knows where the rumor came from, but it spread, saying that the Sword Sect had a talking skeleton, and that grinding ink on the stone could increase one's cultivation. The sect earnestly refuted the rumor, saying it was all false, and that the stone figure and bones were all nonsense, though the clarification had already been made. But there were still many people who wanted to take shortcuts and firmly believed in it. The number of people trying to sneak into the sect at midnight only increased.
This is the token of my old friend's first cultivation. Go and fetch a heavenly jade pill to see if it can help him regenerate flesh and blood.
I nodded. As soon as I stepped out, Pei Song trotted after me.
You didn't grope my bones today like you usually do.
He just blurted out my strange habit so directly. Startled, I rushed forward and covered his mouth. Keep your voice down. Is that something to be proud of? Pei Song didn't understand, but he nodded obediently.
I've been waiting for a long time, but you never touched me. I'm not used to it. Are you still going to touch me today?
He asked in a muffled voice, but very familiarly, and naturally extended his hand bones toward me. I subconsciously squeezed his heart. Maybe I really am a pervert. I think Pei Song's skeleton is truly beautiful. It feels great to touch, too. Touching it every day leaves me completely satisfied. As it turns out, the jade elixir can't help Pei Song grow flesh and blood, because the pill just falls straight through the hollow spaces. After all this, Pei Song's entire skeleton is about to fall apart.
Am I really going to be like this for the rest of my life?
He ran back to his room sobbing and cried all night. I poked at the lamp on the bed and reminded him, the room I prepared for you is next door. Actually, I wanted to tell you this when you were crying today, but you were too upset, and I felt awkward saying it directly. Because of what I said, Pei Song suddenly threw off the covers.
So now you don't feel awkward saying it?
Because I'm about to go to sleep, and I can't sleep in a different bed. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been so shameless as to say it out loud. It's just that I tried sleeping over there earlier, but I couldn't fall asleep. Pei Song refused to move no matter what, so I simply pushed him further in, and lay down on the outside myself. He hugged the blanket to his chest, stammering.
You... don't be like this! But if it's you, I guess it's not impossible.
Before he could finish his sentence, I conveniently tucked the blanket that had slipped off him tightly around him. Go to sleep. I wouldn't do anything to a clothes rack like you. Pei Song fell silent. He turned his back, biting the blanket, and whimpered softly with his feet.
Wouldn't do anything to a skeleton like you. A skeleton like him actually says things that sound so human.
The first time he ever had a dark thought was right at this moment. He wanted to stuff a gag into my mouth. I don't know why Pei Song exists in the form of a skeleton. When I asked him, he was just as confused.
He doesn't know either. All that's left in his mind is a fragment of memory from before he died.
His Wookiee sword forcefully squeezed between us, but it was moving too fast and couldn't stop in time. The hilt hit me directly and knocked me out. As I closed my eyes, the skeleton anxiously shook my shoulders.
Duan!
I saw Pei Song's skeleton, who, worried, reached out a finger to check if I was still breathing. I suddenly woke up and grabbed him tightly. Tears fell uncontrollably.
Does it hurt?
He instinctively patted my back gently to comfort me, thinking I was having a nightmare.
Don't be afraid. I'm here.
Even though he didn't understand what I was saying, he still responded.
It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt at all.
A strange emotion filled my heart, one I couldn't peel away or understand. I just felt like my heart hurt even more. The next day, I said I wanted to take the skeleton out for a walk. He awkwardly said he didn't want to, but secretly picked out all kinds of different masks behind my back. Even when he got caught, he still stubbornly denied it.
I'm just trying them on to see if they fit. It's not like I really want to go out.
I want to hear the truth, Song-an.
I only have a skeleton left. If I go out, I'll scare people. I don't want others to dislike me.
His voice was very soft, and the whole skeleton seemed to droop, losing its usual energy. I went over and put a mask and a scarf on him, comforting him. That's just because people haven't met a polite and lively skeleton like you before. Everyone has a skeleton living inside their body. You're just a bit more upfront about it, that's all. There's no need to worry. Everyone dies eventually. After being buried in the ground for a while, we all become skeletons. He hesitated a little, dragging his feet. I simply carried him out with one hand. He whimpered and struggled, but after I gave him a slap, he finally quieted down. When we arrived, he came over, stammering.
Next time, don't slap my butt.
Wasn't I just hitting your bones?
Those are still the bones that make up my butt.
I said oh, and quickly wove a garland. I searched a long time, but saw the Chinese roses were gone. Since the regular roses were blooming, I figured you'd think they're better than nothing. I placed the garland on her head. The bloom softened the skull's coldness, making it feel warm. Pei Song-an was stunned, looking dazed.
But I don't remember home anymore. But why are you so nice to me?
Probably because I like your beautiful skeleton. I can't really explain it. A prodigy who died young, was buried underground for so long, yet didn't develop any resentment or unwillingness, remaining both astonishing and unassuming. Even after turning into a skeleton, you're still so polite. Being around a skeleton like you makes me feel at ease.
Can I hug you, Duan? It's strange, I feel a swelling sensation here.
I opened my arms to him, but in the next second, I suddenly pushed him away.
Stay away from me!
He was shoved to the ground by me, and his clean bones got stained. Pei Song-an looked up at me helplessly.
Why did you push me away?
I didn't expect that someone had silently tailed us. As a sword cultivator, it's normal to have a few enemies. Before Pei Song-an could react, I turned my head and saw that the place where we had just been was already sizzling and corroding from poison darts shot from the shadows. Of course there was an ambush. What did you think? That I was just ruining the mood for no reason? With one hand, I formed a seal to cast a protective spell on the skeleton. I drew my sword and charged straight in. I blocked his incoming strike. The technique was unfamiliar, but his dirty tricks were endless. The man in black took a moment to cup his fists and offer a mocking salute.
My apologies for the offense.
Then he throws My face turned dark. Are you people insane? Who would have thought he'd actually throw sewage at me? I quickly formed hand seals and unleashed a move even nastier than his. Tick swarms attacking, leeches sucking wildly. The faces of those people in front of me instantly changed.
If you're brave, quit these tricks.
For cultivators. These things aren't fatal. They're just unusually troublesome. I turned my head in the direction of the sound and saw that my huge skeleton frame was being carried away by someone. I could only wait to see what would happen next. They blocked their way. The mortals who were responsible for carrying the skeleton froze, exchanged glances, and as if making up their minds, quickly put the skeleton frame down and even pushed it forward a bit.
Go on then.
Honestly, carrying you around was pretty heavy for us.
I heard someone say that a talking skeleton frame appeared in the sword sect. No one knows where the rumor started, but it was said that eating the bones of the flame demon skeleton would grant you a long-lasting stomach for cultivation.
So some people wanted to do this kind of thing. We were just forced by money to do something so immoral. Heh, here's your skeleton back. Please give us a chance.
With a blank expression, I raised my sword and pointed it straight at their vital points, saying coldly, I'll give you a chance. Then why were you hiding his broken finger bone in your pocket? And why do you reek so strongly of blood? Everyone's face turned pale, and the explanation they gave was that they accidentally knocked it off and picked it up out of kindness. As for the smell of blood, they said it was because they helped someone slaughter a runaway pig this morning.
Why is it that you are suspecting us? We are simply performing this work to provide for our families.
My sword didn't move an inch. I turned my gaze to him, Song-an. What do you mean by that?
Don't do that in front of me. I can't stand the sight of these things.
They clutched their necks and collapsed, dying without ever understanding that it wasn't their own greed that killed them, but rather that I had brought disaster upon them, burdening myself with the debt of their lives. Since the thing tied to him was still alive, I had no choice but to carry him back to the sect. Just bear with it for now. We'll talk later when it's dark. I'll clean it up for you. I lit a fire at my fingertips and brought it close. In an instant, the thing loosened with a whoosh and fell off. It worked. Duan, you're amazing. Let me tell you. The abdominal band that had just fallen off suddenly wrapped around again with great force. To my dismay, when I realized what was happening and tried to jump out of its range, it ended up binding me as well while I was still in midair. It just so happened that I was now face to face with the skeleton.
Do on.
I grabbed his hair in embarrassment and annoyance. You're not allowed to speak. Hei Songan unconsciously swallowed, the sound clearly audible.
If I say this is just a coincidence and that I'm not some lecher who acts on impulse, would you believe me?
I slapped him on the head. I'm about to light the fire. My hands can still move. In a moment I'll count to 3, and then we'll both move in opposite directions. 3. The fire at my fingertips ignited the fuel, and at the same time, Hei Songan and I acted together. Finally, I handed over what was left, a seemingly harmless piece of white soft ribbon. With a thud, he dropped to his knees right in front of me.
What I did to take advantage of you just now wasn't intentional. I didn't expect that at this moment, my body would suddenly itch and grow flesh. Don't worry, I will absolutely take responsibility.
I pointed out what he was trying to say. But then I noticed his shoulders trembling. I pinched his chin, forcing him to look up. I realized she was crying, tears streaming down her face.
Don't distance yourself from me because of this!
Seeing her eyes red from crying, it touched something deep inside me.
I like you. As expected, I'm afraid that if I act even a little out of line, you'll find me annoying. After all, I used to be nothing but a skeleton, nothing worth looking at. The fact that you didn't abandon me is already more than enough.
The confession came so suddenly. I tried to push him away, but he just wouldn't let go. Then why are you doing this now?
When I brought my suitcase to class, your reaction looked like you really liked it.
I want to take a gamble. What if I'm wrong?
As long as you haven't met someone you love and gotten married, I'll always have a chance.
I told Hei Songan that I needed some time to think. He quickly let go of my leg and sniffled.
3 packs, and it's over. You might not like it.
Damn it, why does it feel like I've been led by him from start to finish? It seemed like he was giving me the initiative from a lower position, but in reality, every step was carefully planned, showing me the most harmless and lovable side of himself that I liked the most. You're a bit upset? You don't like it, do you? Sorry, I won't do that again next time. Caught off guard, I pressed his head down and blocked his mouth. He froze, stunned, and his slightly parted lips made it easy for me. Halfway through, I suddenly pushed his young, passionate self away. You planned everything so meticulously, but did you ever think I would act like this? No, you didn't. Then I win. After that, I made an excuse, saying that the princess of the beast-taming sect was about to give birth, and I needed to go check on her. I hurriedly left with a flustered pace. Hei Songan's heart was pounding. He was almost overwhelmed with joy. When he was at his lowest, buried underground, he met the person he most wanted to marry. He was stunned for quite a while before snapping out of it and chasing after me.
Wait for me! I want to go see the princess give birth too.
My steps faltered and I almost tripped. Why do I feel like I might not be able to handle this person in the future? Oh well, no matter what, this skeleton has finally come back to life.